Welcome back everyone to World of Warplanes, and this time we'll be taking a look at the Tier 5 German bomber, the Ju-88A. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and check the history real quick. Um, yep, currently there's only 3 bombers that you can get without, that are not premiums, that you can get, just with credits and normal experience. The Ju-88 is a Tier 5 German bomber. And it's in this line of 3. I'm sure they're going to continue the line and finish it off in upcoming patches, but this is what we have so far, and so that's what I've been playing. So, let's take a look at the Ju-88. The most mass-produced modification of the Ju-88. Mass production started in March 1939, and by 1940 to 1941, the Ju-88A became the main bomber type in the Luftwaffe. The, the aircraft was widely used on all fronts and was also supplied to the Allies of Germany. So yes, it was a very popular bomber for Germany and the Luftwaffe during World War II. So, what is wargaming? What does the stats in game imply that you do? What does wargaming think you should do with this plane? Well, first off, it's a bomber, so you have amazing altitude performance. Optimum altitude of nearly 6,000 feet. That's crazy at a Tier 5 plane, but it's a bomber, so it's kind of expected, right? No forward firing offensive armament is a downside, and yes, it's a very, very big downside. So you can't just hold the left mouse button and do damage. However, if you know, you can actually see a gun mounted here and a gun mounted here, which is kind of strange. So it's not technically a forward mounted gun. It's still, you have to fire it with your tail gunner view, so quote unquote. So it's kind of strange, but at least you have something in front. But these guns really are not very good. They really won't do very much to planes. That's why you kind of want to use your rear mounted guns. You got 2 situated up here, and you have 1 situated right here underneath the belly. I think that's all the guns. But yeah, because you have more firepower in the rear, you really do want to try to use your tail gunner rather than your front gunner, because it's just going to take you forever to kill stuff. Alright, next topic. Very high survivability, resistant to critical damage and fires. Awesome. Yep. It is a bomber, and it takes a beating, just like any bomber. Here's these stats if you guys want to look at them. There's not really anything to compare this plane to because it's the only Tier 5 bomber currently, but regardless, it's apparently got good survivability for its type and tier. So, it's also the worst because it's the only one, but alright, low airspeed, but good and long-lasting boost. Yes, I think it has like a minute boost, so very long boost. Very, very long boost. But it is kind of slow, I would agree with that. Granted, it's a bomber, and, dive speed is 373 miles per hour. Best speed at best altitude is 292 miles per hour. So, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's just it's not that great. You will be taking a while to get from sector to sector. No, not designed for maneuvering combat. You're a bomber. Why would you try to maneuver? Yeah, that's just obvious. Very effective in destroying ground targets by bombing them from high altitude. You're a bomber? That makes sense. Equipped with several defensive turrets. I don't know what their definition of several is, because you get 1, 2, 3. But they're very bad turrets. Yeah, 7.92s. Yeah, they're very weak. They're not going to kill things quickly. So yes, you have a lot of them, but it's death by 1,000 needles, right? It's going to take you forever to kill a plane, especially a heavy fighter. The heavy fighter will most likely kill you before you can kill them. So, in all honesty, this plane is practically defenseless. You get up there, and you can, if you're not stalling immediately, you're gonna tear this plane apart because it just does not have any defensive capabilities at all. And carries powerful bombs. 50 kilograms are not powerful. They are weak. They are tiny. They are little itsy bitsy. So, no, it does not carry powerful bombs. It carries little teeny tiny bombs. But it does have 20 of them. So, again, just peppering the ground targets is all you're doing. You really do have to drop a ton of bombs to destroy armored targets. So, anyway, that's what Wargaming says about this plane. What are my thoughts on it? Well, I already told you I thought it was kind of slow. It had no defenses, and so it was kind of frustrating when you had a lightning coming up on you. That you were hopeless. You had no way of fighting back. Yeah, you have these guns, but they're not very good at all. And then we have, so yeah, we have lots of turrets. We have one on the bottom to shoot planes that are coming up, but it's only 7.92. It's not going to kill anything very quickly. And then you have 2 up here, so if anything tries to come up from above, if you have someone coming in front, you have defense there. So really, if they're in range, you can shoot them. There's not really a whole lot of blind spots on this plane, which is nice, but even though there's no blind spots for the most part, you're still going to take forever to kill stuff. So, anyway, there's that. Now let's jump to the service tab real quick. Yep, you have the 20 kilogram bombs. You got first aid package, pneumatic restarter, and control surfaces, because I don't do fire extinguishers. For upgrades, I put this on, concealed livery 2, because for whatever reason, the AA guns are just devastating to this plane. Like, if you don't have this on there, AA guns will kill you before you can take a sector. It is terrible. It is so bad. So, put the AA concealed livery 2 on, because you're going to need it. Secondly, because you drop bombs from such high altitudes, bomb sight 2 is pretty important. It gives you 25% accuracy to bombs, which is nice. And then I don't have a third one on there because I didn't want to spend the money. Cheap. But if I was going to do it, you could put turret stabilization 2 on there, but the guns are so pathetic anyway that, I don't know, I don't think it's that worth it. Personally, I would rather go with this one, Reinforced Airframe 2. You have minus 10% chance to critical damage to engines, crew, and wings and tail, and you have 15% survivability, HP, which is, I think, very useful. Because it's a percentage, it takes whatever you have, and if you had 100 hit points, 15% of that would only be 15 extra hit points. But if you have 1,000 hit points, 15% of that is like 150. So, the more hit points you have to start, the percentages help more. That's why I think when you're going with these equipments, try to boost your strengths rather than your weaknesses, because especially when they're percentages, you'll get more bang for your buck if you modify the strengths. Anyway, that's about it for equipment. Let's go, yeah, so concealed livery, bomb sight 2, and then either reinforced airframe or turret stabilization 2. Alright, next one. Paint shop. Let's let it load. You don't get any gift camo, so it kind of sucks, but if you want to put some on there, you know, whatever. Some of them look kind of cool, but I don't really care for that one. Nah. That one's okay. It's too bright. Eh. I think my favorite would be this one, but, you know, do whatever you want. As for crew, I don't have one in here anymore, but if I was going to do it, let's see. Let's find my bomber. Here's my bomber crew. So, I always go with Demolition Expert first because it's really important for bombers, right? It increases the damage of bombs and rockets and their blast radius by 15%. Your whole goal is to destroy ground targets, right? So Demolition Expert is a must, in my opinion. And then, I mean, there's not really a whole lot of other things that are super beneficial to bombers, in my opinion. I guess you could try going with Engine Guru 1 and 2, but you're so slow anyway. The whole percentage thing doesn't really improve it as much as it would if it was the strength of the plane, as I already mentioned earlier. But I did go with a couple of the, well, actually I had one improved survivability upgrade on my bomber, so this one might be beneficial, so, you know, do maybe that one. What's this one? Adrenaline Rush? No, you don't want that. I don't know. I think the only one that you really need to have is Demolition Expert. The rest, do what you think you prefer the most. There's nothing that's like really amazing. Marksman 1 and 2 are kind of irrelevant in this. You don't have any guns that would benefit from it. Yeah, it's all forward firing weapons. And because your forward firing weapons, quote unquote, is not actually forward firing, it's considered a tail gunner. And so that will not give you a bonus with this thing. So this one is 100% irrelevant. Don't ever get those. And that's really about it. Really, I just wanted to cover a couple bombers because I haven't done that yet. And it's a very different playstyle. I think it's kind of cool. But with that being said, I think it is time to jump into the action. I have 2 replays for you. One is pretty decent, and the other one is pretty decent, but I find it very difficult to get crazy results in these German bombers. They just feel a little bit weak. Ground pounders and bombers at low tiers are quite difficult to get crazy scores, just because they don't have quite the same punch tier for tier as the higher tier ones, i.e. the RB-17. But anyway, let's jump into the gameplay. Alright, here's the gameplay. So, one thing I want to mention is that I see a lot of bomber players, especially in the DO-217M and all the premium bombers, fly very low, and they make it work very well for them. But I personally am against that. I don't think it's right in any regard. They do it because they have a very good tail gunner, right? And they have enough speed that nothing will really catch them. And they've made it work. They get it to work very well, and they can get very good scores in it. But I'm against it because GAs are not able to perform the role of a bomber, right? They are designed for low altitude. Bombers, on the other hand, can go low altitude, but they're designed for high altitude. And because of that, GAs and bombers have a symbiotic relationship in which the bomber stays up high, the GA stays down low, and if a human wants to take on both, they're going to either have to go for the bomber first and then the GA, or if they're already on the deck, they're going to have to shoot down the GA and then climb all the way up into the stratosphere to find where you're at. And oftentimes a human or anything doesn't really have enough boost to get you from the deck all the way up to the bomber. And it's because of that that keeps you kind of safe. But not everyone does that. So that's my reasoning for why being low in a bomber is wrong. Stay high. It's designed for that. Secondly, you see I don't gain altitude immediately. It's because I'm going to this factory. There's no air defense, and no enemy planes are going to be here already. So this bomber also drops these 20 bombs in sets of 4. So you get 5 sets of 4. My opinion on this, you do 1 bomb set for any lightly armored target, and 2 bomb sets for any armored target. And usually that's enough to destroy it. But, you know, your bombs aren't perfectly accurate even with the upgrade. So there's only so much you can do. But you saw that I did that. I dropped all my bomb sets, and now I'm turning around and preparing to get another set. I'm going down, getting a little bit less altitude because my bombs will be a little bit more accurate that way. And I'm dropping 2 sets of bombs per armored target. I missed that one, so we're going to see if we can get that one now. And now that was a really bad shot. It was badly aimed. But the thing is, these bombs reload so fast that you really want to make sure you drop all your bombs per pass, because by the time you flip around and try to set up another attack, you already have your bombs reloaded. So doing that is really beneficial. Unfortunately, my bombs were super inaccurate and left 1 target on every single one of those that I just shot. So now I gotta come around and drop a single bomb on each of these. So that's a nuisance, and that's kind of one of those issues with bombers that you don't have as much with GA, but it is what it is. We'll take it anywho. Drop 2 there. Actually, I drop all 3 because I want to reload, and by the time I get from one sector to another, I will almost always have my bombs reloaded, or very, very nearly. So that's important. Now, you see that I start gaining altitude, and that's because now I'm going to go over highly contested territory, right over that airfield. So I want to stay high where most planes are going to have a very, very difficult time reaching me, or just take a long time to reach me. So that's important. Next, I'm going to go through this airfield, drop my payload because it's already loaded, and then I'm going to rush over to the other mining plant because the mining plants are awesome for bombers to shoot at. So, and you don't really get, there are ground targets at these airstrips, but they don't give very much influence points towards the airfield. I dropped 2 on this one because there's so many of those soft targets, but yeah. Anyway, there's not a ton of ground targets, and each ground target just does not give much in terms of influence. So staying around here and dropping bombs is not very beneficial, and that's why I'm heading over to the mining plant. I already have 5 targets destroyed already, so that's cool. And now it's just flying. So a 30-second timer on your bombs is not too bad, so that is kind of nice, gotta admit. Now you see I don't go straight to the mining plant because I want to first line up my shots, so that way I can hit as many targets as I can in a single pass, and also to let my bombs reload a little bit longer. So I kind of mapped out my route of attack. I'm going to drop 2 bombs on this set because it's armored. 1, or not, that was a mistake, I should have dropped 2. There's 1 bomb there, one bomb here. Should drop a bomb there. And I should drop a bomb on that AA gun right there. But I don't. For some reason, I go for another one. Another mistake. I really should have taken the mining plant in a single pass. It should have worked. But I screwed it up pretty bad. I think this was still when I was trying to get a feel for, can I get away with dropping just one set on an armored target and taking it? And the answer is almost always no. Sometimes you can, but almost always that is not the case. So anyway, there's another bomber below me, but I'm pulling away from the mining plant significantly so I can line up another attack run. My bombs are almost reloaded, but the GA on my team is about to take the mining plant. And there he goes. Nice job. Whatever GA you are down there. Nice job. So now, the only other enemy controlled area is that garrison way south. So that's where I'm going. And this is where having a really good team kind of sucks, because your whole goal is to take over sectors, and if the enemy isn't taking sectors about the same speed as you're taking them, it's kind of difficult to get crazy scores. It takes just the right battle to get awesome battles in these bombers. Especially since this bomber is not very fast, it's kind of slow. They just took the airstrip, so I contemplate whether or not I want to go for it. Bombers trying to chase me. Don't ever, ever, ever try chasing down bombers in this bomber. Very bad idea. Just because you do not have the firepower to deal with it. You just don't. But anyway, we're coming up to this garrison. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to drop 1 or 2 here. We'll see what happens. I dropped 1. Okay. You could even potentially get away with 2 on that one, but whatever. I should drop 2 on this armored target, which I don't, which is another mistake, but I'm still trying to learn this plane. Drop 1 on there, and now I'm left with 1. Another mistake, because now I should be lining up another shot, right? And by the time I set up another attack run, my bombs will be reloaded for the most part anyway, so it was kind of a bad idea to leave myself with 1, especially since I'm going to need more than just 1 ground target to take that sector. Although maybe not. We'll see. We'll see if that was a bad idea or not. Personally, if I was going to do it again, probably would have dropped that last one and redone it, but in this case it made sense. And that is a win for 9,500 personal points. Again, I'm telling you, getting high scores in bombers is one of the hardest things ever, especially in this German bomber, in the tier 4 German bomber. They're very difficult to get high scores. You have to have just the right battle. Just the right. But, yes. Let's go back to the hangar. We'll check out the stats quickly, and then we'll move on to the second battle. There we go. Sped up the process a little bit. Go a little bit further, please. There we go. 2,700 experience. Not too bad. 9,500 combat points. How much damage did we do to ground targets? What was it? I want to check it out. 37,641 damage to ground targets. That is not bad at all. Not bad at all. Especially in a tier 5 plane. And yeah, we got a special medal, but that was just like over the course of many battles you get that. Okay, whatever. This is one of the best battles I've had in this plane. It's very difficult to get high scores in bombers. With that, let's jump into the second replay. And welcome back to the second replay. This time we're playing on Plateau. I think that's the name of this map. If I remember from pre 2.0, that's what this map was called. It had some pretty cool avenues and dips and drops and stuff in it, which are kind of fun to dodge around. Those little mountain things are kind of cool. Alright, so I see an airfield, so I guess I decided to go here. It's probably a little bit easier to destroy and get good scores in the garrisons, but I'm going to the airfield right now because it's a little bit easier. I'm staying kind of low. Takes less time to get from sector to sector. I'm going a little bit faster, and I feel like I have enough allies here to protect it. That spot's already been destroyed, so I can't take that. I'm going to drop a bomb here. Drop 2 bombs there. Yep, perfect, because that's the armored one. I should do probably 2 here as well. I do 1. And oh, that was a terrible drop. No, I should have just done 2 on the AA guns, but we were going to take it so fast anyway, it doesn't really matter that much. Now I'm heading over to a garrison. I guess I'm going for the enemy one. I guess it's probably going to be a little bit less contested. The middle's usually highly contested, but we'll see here. Trying to not go directly to the garrison. I'm trying to find a good lined up avenue of approach where I can get a lot of damage. So I kind of spot out my targets, and also I'm waiting for my bombs to reload, but mostly I'm trying to line up a nice bomb run. So I noticed that the 2 armored targets are in a line if I go from this direction, so that's why I set it up like this. I'm going to drop 1 bomb set here. I kind of tried to line it up so my bombs drop on the whole set, but we'll see if that actually did anything. Drop 1 on that one. I'll have to drop 2 on this one, and it leaves me with 1 here, so I probably should have saved that because I think those 2 middle ones are really important. Now while I'm waiting for my bombs to reload, I guess I did a little bit of that. Heading over to the center now because we took this garrison. And yes, now it's just another case of wait for bombs to reload and travel to the next point, which we took. So that's great. We have 4 sectors out of 5. Okay, they took 1. Good. They needed to take 1 because this would be too fast of a battle otherwise. So I'm going to their airfield. I feel it's a little bit closer, but I like shooting at garrisons a little bit more with bombers. They work pretty well. I'm trying to go at a slight angle downward just to go faster because I don't feel like there's going to be a whole lot of enemies coming towards me, so at this point, so that's good. But I do see a P-40. He wants me, so now I'm like, okay, fine, I'll gain some altitude, especially since it's a human player. He's going to want to try to get me, so I want to try to make him sluggish. I want to try to use my altitude to make him sluggish so that my tail gunner can just ruin him, but it looks like he got distracted, so I lose a little bit of altitude on purpose to try to line up bomb runs, just because I felt at this point that accuracy was better at the lower altitude you were. That's not as true from what I found out now. I feel like as long as you're in the yellow zone, you are golden. I don't destroy the repair spot because I didn't quite have it lined up. I dropped 2 there, but I don't know if that's going to destroy it. We'll see. I probably should have dropped both of them a little bit faster, but in either case, we're getting some combat points, and you know, this bomber, you really do just have to kind of get the feel for it, kind of figure out what works with it and what doesn't. So now I'm pulling away and setting up another bomb run. I really don't want to get hit by the air defense planes, but we'll see what we can do. So I'm coming back to line up another shot. I'm losing altitude to become more accurate. I don't know if that's really works. I feel like as long as you're in the yellow, you're fine. But in this battle, it's kind of an older battle, so I didn't quite do it right. I didn't destroy the middle, so I guess I'll drop another one. Now I'm going to destroy that repair spot because I hate those things. We do not want the enemies to be repairing themselves. So, let's see if we take it. I don't think we will, but we might influence it a little bit more. In retrospective, I think going to the other garrison might be more beneficial, because taking out airfields is like really hard in a bomber. There's just not enough points in the airstrips and airfields to really make a difference. And still, we have not destroyed that center. I don't know. It's got like some radioactive protection or something. I don't know. It's got some barrier. I can't penetrate it. So we're gonna go back and try to drop another bomb load on it. It should totally be destroyed by now. That's ridiculous. Drop one here. I actually dropped two because I want to guarantee that it gets destroyed. And we just need a little bit more, so let's hope we get it. And yes, we got it. That last bomb set. So now we still have 4. Now I'm going into the center. Full boost activated. And let's see what we can do. Squall line in 15 seconds, so you gotta be careful of that as well. And they took another sector. Yay! We're not gonna win too fast. I know it sounds terrible, but when you're in a bomber, I just like having sectors to shoot at. So if the enemy's taking a couple, it makes me very happy. And that is Squall line. So I find the armored target. I want to take this the most. So I'm going to zoom in, double bomb it, and I've already planned out my route. Come on, I should have double bombed that. I don't know why I didn't. Here's this one, double bomb it. There we go, there's double bomb. Drop one more here. Oh, what? Okay, that was a big mistake. I should not have dropped 2 bomb loads there. That was terrible. Don't do that. Don't copy what I did. But in either case, we took it, and I got credit for it, which is good. Got credit for 4 sectors now. Let's see if we can get credit for that 5th sector to take. So now I'm traveling over to this garrison. I was going to bomber mode to try to view my route, and I see that I see the 2 armored ones in the middle. But it'd be too long to set up that attack run in the most ideal way. So I'm just going to go in like this, because my bombs are locked and loaded. I'm going to drop 1 bomb load here. Good. 1 bomb load here, unless I'm stupid. Yep, there's 1 bomb load. I should drop 2 bombs here. And I dropped 1. Mistake. And coming over here, drop a bomb load, which is good. And now I'm left with 1 bomb load. Also a mistake. I should have dropped it. But it doesn't matter. We won anyway. And with that, we got the Lang medal for 15 ground targets and a single sortie and winning an avalanche. Yay! We did our part. And I know these are low scoring games, but there's no way I'm getting 20,000 personal points or even 15,000 personal points in these bombers. I think if I went back to it, I might be able to get a slightly higher combat score, but this plane, I didn't care for it that much. But the Tier 6, which I will be doing a review on very shortly, is a fun plane. So it's worth it to go through these Tier 4 and 5 bombers. And with that, I think we are done. How much damage did we do to ground targets that battle? I want to check it real quick. I forgot to check. 37,092, so almost identical. But yep, that's what you can do in the bombers. They're fun. I like bombers. It's just, it's a different play style. It's a little bit more relaxed, and I kind of enjoy that. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day. Please leave a couple comments down below. I always like reading those. And yes, have a great day.